That's pretty funny, guys. They were a-rocking it. We are going to go to North County House Motorcycles over in Vista right now, guys, and we are going to go check out some bikes with this female, and her name is Mona. And she is going to check out her first bike, so this video will be all about your first bike and just some like different recommendations and stuff like that, I think, for like a brand new rider. A little bit of background on her. She is completely new, fresh out of the box, never ridden a motorcycle before in her life. I don't even think she's been on the back of one before. So yeah, there's a couple different bikes out there that are really good for very, very beginner starter people. The WR250X included. It's just a really friendly learning curve bike all around because your weight isn't, you know, centered or isn't like all the way lean forward, you know, like a sport bike is, like a 600 or a 1000 or something. Now that's not to take away from people's first bike that, you know, is a 600 or, you know, a full length 250cc frame bike. Like my first bike was a 2009 Iosung GT250R, and you know, it was a great first bike. It was cheap, it was pretty reliable, it was a full size, it was a 250 on a 600cc frame, and that's why I got it, because I wanted something full size that, so when I jumped up to a 600, it wouldn't be so much of a jump, it'd be kind of more of a step. So that's why I got that. But anyways, back to things on a first bike. Should you start on a 250 or should you start on a 600 or a 1000 or a dual sport or a sport bike or a Harley or, you know, what have you? My recommendation is if you are a brand new rider, I'm talking like never ridden a motorcycle before, you know, not even like dirt bikes when you're a kid or anything like that at all. I do not think it's best for those people to go ahead and start directly on a 600cc motorcycle. Just because of the fact that you're going to have a lot more weight to play with. Like when I was first learning how to ride a motorcycle, my biggest thing was making sure my feet were both solidly planted on the ground and it wasn't that heavy. Because the more weight, it was harder for me when I was going really slow, and I wanted something lightweight and that I'm not afraid to drop. So another good thing, I think, not starting out on a 600 if you're brand new, would be get a lighter bike. And a great bike if you're brand new, never done it before, is get a Kawasaki Ninja 250. Those are super solid bikes. You're not going to keep it for very long because it is a 250cc, you know, sport bike, I guess you could call it. But you can pick them up really cheap. I highly suggest do not buy a Ninja 250 or a starter bike new, because the value is just going to crash all the way down the second you purchase this thing, because it is new. These 250cc starter bikes, or beginner bikes as you can call them, they get transferred hands a lot, because once you get it comfortable on that 250cc bike, you know, after a couple months, usually 3 or 4 months at the most, you're going to say, hey, I want to move up to a 600, you know, I want something with a little bit more power, you know, because I've gained experience, you know, riding a motorcycle. So I think that's something that's really important. And hey, you know, if you do have experience riding dirt bikes as a kid or just motorcycles, you know, experience before, I encourage it. I say jump up to a 600 if you have that experience. Because if you have that experience riding a motorcycle, you're not going to run into the same problem that somebody doesn't. Because like when I took my motorcycle safety foundation course, my MSF course, I had experience riding dirt bikes, not a ton, but it did teach me a few things, like especially just going really slow. Like when you turn to your left, when you're going slow, you're actually going to be physically turning the bars and leaning to the right to counterbalance the weight of the motorcycle going left. And there's just weird little things like that that you will pick up. So there is some really great things. So if you are a brand new rider, I suggest go take a motorcycle safety course. I think they're great. Mona, she's a brand new rider. She hasn't even ridden a motorcycle yet. I'm going to highly encourage her to go out and take a motorcycle safety course before she does that. And the other cool thing about taking a motorcycle safety course is that it will actually lower your insurance. Come on, lady. It will lower your insurance for that, which is really cool. And it also gives you a couple other things dealing with insurance and stuff like that. But anyways, I highly suggest taking one of those if you're brand new. It will lower your insurance. In the state of California here, if you're under the age of 21, you have to mandatorily take a motorcycle safety course if you are under the age of 21 to be able to get your motorcycle license. I took mine. Right now, I actually have my motorcycle permit, but I've had my permit for 6 months, so I can go ahead and turn that into a license. But anyways, back to starter bikes. You can start on a 250, you can start on a 600, or should you just jump all the way up there and get 1,000? Like I said, if you are experienced, you know, feel free to jump up to a 600 because you will probably get bored on that 250. I had that Hyosung GT 250R for I think 2 or 3 months, and I said I want a 600, and I went out and I sold it, and I bought myself a Triumph Daytona 675. Needless to say, the 07 model has a ton of electrical issues, at least mine did, and I ended up selling it, and I wanted something I could go off-road with, so I got a WR 250X 2009 model, and let me tell you, moving down CCs, you can't go on the freeway as much, it's kind of a con of it, but going ahead and being able to go off-road because if it's a supermoto or an enduro bike or a dual sport bike versus a sport bike, I think that was something that I really enjoy now. It's a whole nother area of motorcycling I had no idea even really existed, because I only rode on the streets and, you know, even some canyons and stuff like that with my sport bikes. So I thought, you know, having this is just a total blast. But there is some big differences between the 250 and a 600. Personally, I think the 600cc are much better looking, aesthetically looking bikes. I think they're just prettier in general. And it's really nice having the 600 because you have all that power. And when you're on the freeway, you definitely want that power. With the 250cc bike, you just didn't have it. Like, you would be throttling it out quite a bit after you gained your experience riding for those few months. But those few months is so incredibly crucial, I think, that the 250cc, if you're brand new out of the box, I think you should start on a 250, but that's just my opinion. You can go ahead and jump up to a 600 or a 600cc or 1000cc. That's totally your choice, but just from my riding experience, I think it would be dangerous. Like, if I were to jump straight up to that 600 from only riding like a little TTR 125 dirt bike as a kid, I think that would be incredibly dangerous for me. I'm so glad I had my 250. I gained so much knowledge riding that Hyosung GT 250R bike. And now I'm on a WR 250X, and I wish I would have gotten this bike sooner. I mean, I just absolutely love the whole entire supermoto class. The thing is just so much fun. I absolutely love it. But anyways, we're going to go ahead, we're going to pull over, and I'm going to end this video. I think I might go ahead and continue it on, but I got to go call Mona and tell her what time we're meeting at the motorcycle place. But anyways, that's the 250 versus 600cc video, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try this little hill out real quick maybe to end the video with. I think I might try to get some shots going up there after I call Mona. So in the next video, I might have some shots of myself, you know, doing that. So anyways, guys, I will see you later. Thanks for tuning in. This is 1901 Biker Boy 1901. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever about 250cc bikes or 600cc bikes, or what to start out with, or, you know, what have you, feel free to put them in the comments below or shoot me a message. I'll get back to you. You know, if I get enough views and likes and stuff like that, I might go ahead and start a Facebook page, but we will see. Until then, see you guys later.